Hello, who are you and what do you do?
Hey, I'm Matt Price. I'm General Manager for Europe for Zendesk.
I'm Zach Erlocker. I'm the Chief Operating Officer at Zendesk.
Okay, Zendesk. I know Zen and I know Desk, but what does Zendesk do?
Zendesk is the leading cloud-based help desk software, so we enable companies to deliver awesome customer service over the web.
So the idea basically is if I have a shopping software, for instance, or an e-commerce platform, or maybe Groupon, Daily Deal, whatever, customers come and ask me questions like, where do I get this stuff? What happened to my product, etc., etc. And you are the guys helping to answer these questions.
You explained that perfectly. That's exactly what we do. So we do that for more than 10,000 customers around the world, whether it's e-commerce companies, retailer, bricks and mortar companies, publishers, media, and a ton of startup companies.
Okay, this is quite a bunch. But from what I know, you guys are European when it comes down to your beginnings, to the start, right? So you started in Denmark, is this right?
Yeah, we started in a loft in Denmark. There's 3 Danish guys, including our CEO, Mikkel Svane. They built up the company to quite a few hundred users, went over to California, built it up to a few thousand, built it up to over 10,000, and now we're launching in Europe again. In fact, we've got 2,500 customers in Europe already.
Isn't launching in Europe again a bit ironic? I mean, you started in Denmark and now you return to Europe?
Yeah, it's a sign of the times that you really want to be a global company, and we're global, but we also want to have a presence here in Europe to serve our customers, and we'll start having local language versions in German, French, Italian, Spanish, all of the languages today. It helps us accelerate our growth.
Awesome. Help me with Zendesk. Where does the name come from? I mean, Zen is this Japanese thing, right, with your flat? Am I right on this? And I mean, desk obviously is help desk, but how does the name come about?
Well, help desk industry traditionally has been considered as a little bit boring, but it's got great people.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. But you know what? Help desk people are great people. They're interesting people. And so, the goal of Zendesk was to bring a bit of fun to the industry and maybe a bit of calm and relief to the people who are having to answer these questions every day.
From what I know, you're relatively new to Zendesk, and I heard that you came to this company, got 2,500 customers, but have no office. Is this right? Is Zendesk really this movable, this young, this fresh?
Absolutely. And in fact, our model to date has really been that people could come to Zendesk, use the software. It's very easy to use. We have had a couple of people in Europe. We have a round-the-clock support model around the world. So we have had a couple of people in Europe. But now we're starting to get inquiries from a lot larger companies. They require a bit more support, and also as we expand throughout Europe as well, we're getting native language speakers in as well, who can speak, who are German, who are French, who are Italian and Spanish, and really build out this European community for Zendesk too.
Okay, sounds pretty thrilling. Job titles are sometimes a little tricky. You are COO, and from what I know, your job is basically to do all this stuff where customers see you. Whenever a customer comes in touch with Zendesk, you're doing this. What is your strategy for Europe, by the way? I mean, if you reintegrate it into Europe, what is your strategy and your plan here?
Well, my strategy was really to hire Matt to run the show here in Europe, but it's really about having a product that is great for customers to use and trying to have a presence in the market. So we think Berlin is a great city. We think London's a great city. We are very keen to launch into the other countries. And we recognize that we have to serve people in their terms, in their language, and make a product that is fantastic for every language.
You mentioned London and Berlin. From what I see right now is that these cities are somehow in a race for the best tech spot in Europe. What's your comparison here? Like, how do you see these cities?
I think it's exactly that. You ask somebody in Berlin government who their competition is, they say London. You ask London, they say Berlin. And I think every great industry needs competition, and every great city needs competition to be better.
What makes these cities so great, like becoming a tech spot?
I think there's a tremendous amount of talent here in Berlin, and there's also just a great startup scene. So there's a lot of energy, and I love London, but Berlin is much cooler than London.
Okay, slightly cheesy, but I like that. How about your German, by the way? I heard you are able to order drinks, right?
Yeah. Ein Bier, bitte.
Nein, Zach, ein Zendesk Martini, bitte.
Okay, so these guys are partying today and created special cocktails. And I was supposed to teach them some further stuff in German. Maybe, how about Zendesk ist geil?
Zendesk ist geil.
Schlau.
Okay, it meant Zendesk rocks, by the way. So to give you an idea of what I said, you know the US, you know Europe. Where's the difference? Like, if an entrepreneur tries to get to the US, like, what can you expect?
Well, I think the U.S. market is a very large market, first of all, and that's one of the reasons that the Zendesk founders moved to the U.S. And it's easy to start up companies. Today, we have so much open source technology and cloud-based technology that it's easy to get started. There's a lot of talent, but I think also you want to think global from the very beginning. And because the founders came from Denmark, had a focus on that, we actually planned from the very beginning to make sure that we did not just think of the world as being in America. A lot of U.S. companies think of expansion internationally as an afterthought. We thought of that from the very beginning. So we have a great number of customers throughout Europe, in Germany. Companies like SAP even use Zendesk. And we have plans to go into Asia Pac. We already have more than 1,000 customers in Asia Pacific region. So it's really exciting to have a global company. And in our office in San Francisco, we have English people, we have Danish people, we have fantastic coffee. So we have beer in the fridge, so it's a nice culture.
Would you recommend European founders to go to the US, move there, and build an office there?
Well, it depends on the product, depends on their personal situation. I was previously with MySQL. MySQL also was founded in Sweden, in Scandinavia, and very successful. But at some point, they also wanted to be in the U.S. market. And I think to be successful in the U.S. market, you have to be in the U.S.
MySQL is a great keyword. Help me with your job title there. It's so long.
Well, I was vice president of product, so I ran engineering and marketing at MySQL for many years, and it was just a really fun environment. And we were very grateful to have so many startup companies use MySQL, and of course Zendesk uses MySQL. I mean, almost everybody uses MySQL.
Which differences were you able to witness between MySQL and Zendesk? Like, is this some kind of a 2.0 thing right now? Is Zendesk more modern, or is MySQL basically the same?
Well, they're both great companies. MySQL is certainly looking forward in the cloud. That's a new technology with software as a service, which I think is super exciting. I would say but the Swedes are definitely heavier drinkers.
Awesome. At the end of our interviews, I tend to ask people for their roadmap. So what can we expect from you guys in 2011 and maybe 2012?
Well, from a software perspective, we're an agile company, and we're obviously, because we're cloud-based, we're releasing new features every month. So you can be expecting new great things every month. As far as the European market, you can expect to be supported in your own language. You can expect to be sold to in your own language, and you can expect us to be in pretty much every major European country by the end of the year.
What did he forget?
The only other thing I would say is we have a lot of technology partnerships, and we integrate with a lot of other software. So whether it's a CRM like Salesforce or Sugar CRM or 37 Signals, we have over 80 integrations today in Zendesk, and we'll probably have another 20 or 30 over the next few months.
Awesome. Sounds interesting. Good luck with this, and thanks, of course.
Thank you.